Hey everybody, this is Matthew with Forging Your Legend, and today we're going to do something a little bit different, okay? Usually, in fact, every other time I've made a video so far, it's always been on the serious side. Haven't made any kind of humorous stuff for this channel. And that's because this subject is pretty serious. It's life and death, it's health and sickness, it's a big deal. But with that being said, sometimes dark humor, sometimes satire, dry humor can really actually help. At least it did for me. So this video is going to be satire. And so I want to say right now, this is not meant to hurt anybody's feelings. This is not meant to make fun of anybody, except maybe myself 10 years ago a little bit. Though, of course, this is really exaggerated and, overblown for the sake of satire. But if you have a hard time laughing at your challenges right now, this is not the video for you. No hard feelings. Go watch any of the other videos on my channel, and that's okay. If, however, you do find humor helpful and you want to learn a little bit about what not to do and how people might be getting themselves or keeping themselves stuck, this may be the video for you. So this one is going to be about how to do it all wrong and make sure that you stay stuck and avoid healing, okay? So I've got some notes I'm going to read off of here, all right? How to do it all wrong, make sure you avoid healing and stay stuck to the best of your ability. First and foremost, make sure that you are a victim. You cannot stay stuck if you stop being a victim. Now, this includes making sure that every hurt, every slight, every insult that you've ever experienced is obsessed over. It's overblown. It's held onto with a death grip. Now, that obsession should be daily, hourly if you can handle it. And if you really think you're a master of this, every moment should be filled with an obsession for the ways that you've been wronged. Make sure that you blame other people. Make sure that you itemize all the ways other people have hurt you and wronged you, and check back in on that list every day. It's really important that you look back on the past to see all the ways that you've been wronged and make sure you keep them close to your heart. At the same time, though, even though I want you to blame everybody else, I also want you to blame yourself, but not in a way that makes you change anything or take any responsibility. I just want you to feel bad. I want you to think about every mistake you've ever made, and I'm sure there's plenty of them, and I want you to keep them in your mind at all times. Really beat yourself up for all the mistakes you've made. Don't be kind to yourself at all. Make sure that you hold yourself to an impossible standard that nobody could have ever held themselves to realistically, and make sure that you don't learn anything from it. Just look at what you can't do anything about anymore, the stuff that's out of your control, okay? Now, I also want you to assume that there's nothing you're ever going to be able to do to make the situation better. It's really, really important, because if you start thinking there's something you might be able to do to make this better, well, we're going to be in trouble, because then you might not stay stuck. There might be a crack in your foundation at that point. So anything that comes your way, any ideas that anybody gives you, any possibilities that come, any hope that you feel, make sure that you violently push it away. I'm talking like karate chop that, throw things at it, throw things at the person who's suggesting it. Just make sure that you do not allow that hope of possibilities into your life. So right along with that, avoid looking at success stories. Keep those out of your brain. We need to make sure that you have a carefully curated pessimism that will withstand any good day and any hopeful person. So make sure that you watch as many videos, read as many stories, and talk to as many people as possible who've been through hard things, who never got out the other side. It's really, really important, okay? Now, somatically, it's important that you do body practices, engage your body. And in this case, since we want to stay stuck, I want you to do primarily two main focuses. One is to avoid breathing more than absolutely necessary, okay? So we're talking shallow, short, infrequent breaths. That will make sure that you don't get enough oxygen to your brain so that you can't think clearly, because that's what we want. And then with that, make sure that you are staying disconnected from your body and its sensations. Make sure you're ignoring the signals that it's sending you and denying its needs. To help you with this, I would highly recommend spiritual bypassing and, spiritual traditions that really look down upon the body as lesser, or maybe even that call it a meat suit for bonus points, and just make sure that you don't take any care of your body. Make sure it's neglected as much as possible and ignored as much as possible. So exist in your head, spend all your time running around in your head, and just ignore your body. Also, make sure that you don't develop any kind of a daily practice. Don't do any brain retraining rounds, any prayer, any meditation. And now, if by some chance you trip while you're taking a walk and you accidentally do a brain retraining round, just make sure it doesn't happen 2 days in a row, because that becomes a pattern then. And you want to make sure that you don't establish any consistency or any kind of commitment. You want to be as erratic and uncommitted as possible. You want to be unpredictable so that your nervous system expects complete chaos, okay? Other things that will help your nervous system to experience chaos, like I said, victimhood, great for feeling like the world is in chaos because you can't do anything about it, right? But also, make sure you rush around constantly, even when it's not necessary. Rush through everything. Make sure that you don't have boundaries with other people. Say yes to everything. Don't express your feelings. Don't express any needs. Don't stand up for yourself. But also, don't follow through on anything that you say you're going to do unless it would be harmful to you or the other person, okay? So in general, just make sure that you're self-sabotaging. Life is going to give you a lot of opportunities to change this course, and you need to make sure you don't take them. Any relationships that you have that are positive, make sure that you neglect them, throw fire onto the relationship and try to make it explode. Just make sure that you neglect and destroy anything that's good, especially other people who care about you. Don't let those people remain in your life if you can help it. And if they're going to, just try to keep a distance from them as much as possible. Now, if you need help with that, or anything in this, there's people to reach out to, especially people who don't like you. Ill-meaning people are great sources of information for how to self-sabotage, okay? And then, as far as your thoughts go, we've talked about this a little bit, but let's come back to this for a moment. You need to believe all of your negative thoughts, okay? Everything that you can think of that's negative, just keep it in your mind, keep that wheel turning, and make sure that you don't think too logically or rationally about it. Make sure that this remains something that is deeply irrational and emotionally driven. Avoid the truth at all costs. You don't want to have the truth, because you know what happens with the truth? Know the truth, and the truth will set you free. We don't want that. We don't want to set you free. We need to make sure we live in a delusion. So above all that, last couple of pieces of advice: make sure that you don't seek any higher meaning or purpose. Those can blow up this whole edifice that we're building, okay? So don't see any silver linings, don't see any purpose. Make sure that you become an expert at finding the shit within the beauty. You can reframe anything into being a bad thing, okay? You just got to work at it. And then finally, just make sure that you smash any moments of goodness or joy. make sure that nothing can ruin your bad day. Nothing can ruin your bad life. And for God's sake, don't be kind to yourself. Don't be loving to yourself. You need to be as mean and unloving to yourself as possible. Otherwise, how do you expect to stay stuck? So, with that being said, I'm hot in this truck and I'm ready to get out of it. So I'm going to leave you there. But of course, like I said, this is satire. So in all seriousness, if you want to look back at this video and think about what not to do, just everything I said is what not to do if you want to heal and get unstuck. And once again, this is not meant to make fun of anybody except maybe myself 10 years ago, a little bit. And it's not meant to hurt anybody's feelings. So please know this just comes from the desire to bring a little bit more of my personality into this work and share a little bit of dry humor with a subject that is otherwise fairly difficult. So with that being said, in all seriousness, God bless you. I hope that you have a beautiful day. I hope that you have hope. I believe that you can heal. I believe that you can get unstuck. Just keep going. You've got this.